But speaking of research, we researched the number one gaming news, which most people didn't research. And that's the Fallout 76 helmet debacle.
Yeah.
So let's
Thought we were done reporting on these.
I almost made like a music segment of saying Bethesda blunders, but this actually isn't a Bethesda blunder this time.
Yeah.
It's actually a GameStop blunder.
It's both.
I know. So let's just talk about this. So this is the Fallout 76, specifically the GameStop Nuka-Cola Red Special Edition helmets. These were recalled by the Consumer Product Safety Commission for mold being in the fabric. Now, what's getting people all in a ruckus is that, one, it said the Fallout 76 helmet, and they're like, oh man, another Fallout 76 blunder. It said the special edition because we're going out of bag gates, right? And also 20,000 were recalled, but 20,000 were recalled of these Nuka-Cola Reds, but only 32 were sold to the public. 32. And so here's the thing. This was GameStop's fault. This was a GameStop exclusive. Bethesda had nothing to do with it. In fact, before I talk anymore, Bethesda actually made a statement from this, and I want to read it before we talk any more about it. Bethesda has this to say. The helmets that are being recalled are not from our Fallout 76 Power Armor Edition, but are instead a different line of helmets sold exclusively by GameStop. The Fallout 76 Power Armor Edition helmets are unaffected. Consumers should visit the product recall page for instructions if they have purchased the GameStop helmets. So right there, these are our facts. 20,000, yes, were recalled. 32 were sold by the public. Those 32 people were contacted and saying, hey, there might be mold in the fabric of your inside of your helmet. But it is the GameStop exclusive Nuka-Cola. It wasn't Bethesda's. But I think because why this is such a big news story right here, between Baggate, between the Nuka Rum thing, between the actual game Fallout 76 and all of the lies that were said, and even the patches that are coming out are still breaking the game almost a year later.
Yep.
It's still an awful game. Kudos to you if you love Fallout 76. That's good on you. Your $60 was actually worth something. I'm happy for you. I'm generally happy for you. If you love Fallout 76, good on you, man. But that's the thing. I think it's just becoming this. And also, to add to this perfect storm, GameStop is involved in this.
Yeah.
It's GameStop's fault. So it's Fallout 76 combined with GameStop, and now people are freaking out.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Liz?
I mean, I'm glad it's not Bethesda's fault. I really don't think they can take another hit.
No.
I still think they're going to take a hit from this.
They still are.
Because it is related to their product, and unfortunately...
their name is on the product. Yeah.
Yeah, so even though it didn't come from their company, it's got to be something they had to have approved.
Right.
You know, so they did approve of it being made.
Just like the Nuka Rums.
Yeah. And so... I don't know. I want to feel bad for Bethesda, but I really don't after this year. I'm kind of tired of reporting about them because they literally keep screwing up. So I think it's an unfortunate hit on Bethesda.
Yeah. And that's just it. It's just like there's hit after hit. And I brought up the Nuka Rum because everybody's like saying like, oh, Bethesda didn't make that. That was a different line. That was Silver Screen Productions, I believe the company was called. But still, Bethesda approved it. And they still approved it. And if you don't know what the Fallout 76 Nuka Rum was, it was supposed to be this collector edition rum bottle that looked like this metallic, rocket-shaped rum bottle. It was supposed to be a collector's edition. But instead, it was just some crappy rum brand that was encased in this plastic shell.
And it tasted like trash.
Yeah, I didn't taste it. We didn't taste it, but the people who did said it tasted like garbage. And it's basically something you could get in your Happy Meal at McDonald's.
If McDonald's sold rum.
I'm sure somewhere, like in Kentucky or something. If you're listening from Kentucky, I love you. Mwah, subscribe. Anyways, but that's the thing, is that all of this coming together, and with Bethesda's blunders lately, yes, it wasn't Bethesda's fault, But it's just still thing after thing. The leather jacket that was sold for what, $276, and it was just like this ugly leather jacket.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Who's gonna wear that? And that's just it. I'm not trying to bank more on Bethesda, but it's just like at some point, people, just at some point, you gotta stop. You gotta stop selling outside products. And I know this is GameStop's fault. I know that. I understand. But Bethesda, you really got to chill on the whole outside products. You gotta stop merchandising the Fallout brand and just make the game good. And it was good. And then he patched it. And then it just broke everybody's game again.
And I think GameStop is very lucky that only 32 people bought this.
Only 32.
Because they're already in a hole. And if they had to refund thousands of people, they'd be in a whole lot of trouble.
Well, they're still in a lot of trouble because they still purchased 20,000.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And so that's 20,000 of product that they purchased and they no longer sell.
Yeah, that's true. So, yeah, I think that it's important to also note that GameStop is not in a good place either.
No.
Because they were already also in a hole and they're just digging it deeper.
So this is a very interesting story just because if it wasn't for everything else, if GameStop was in a good place, it would be like, oh, that sucks. If Bethesda was in a fantastic place, if this was Bethesda in 2013, it would be like, oh, everybody makes mistakes.
It would just be a blip on the radar.
But because it's just the cherry on top of the crap sundae, that's why it's a story.
Yeah.
So, but I forget who said this, but I think it was Mr. Matty Plays that said that this is all coming down to the Wastelanders DLC. And if the Wastelanders DLC does not go well, they really need to shut down this game.
Yeah.
Like, there's no hope. I'm excited for the Wastelanders DLC. I love that kind of Fallout experience, so we'll see how this all goes, but that's the thing. Definitely clarify. And we've made this mistake before where we didn't do the research, and a lot of games journalists are not doing the research. I sometimes don't do my research, but I think that's all we need to say about this.